Benjila Corimania, Amina da Pia, Aladimbaya. Benjila Corimania, Marambia, Aladimbaya.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lavette Jallow. If you're an oldie but a goodie, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for supporting. As the title suggests, in this video we're rolling up our arms and we will be cooking with myself another famous Gambian dish. Now this one is called pepper soup, and I think Nigeria, Ghana, like every country in Africa has its own variation of pepper soup and what they call it. This time I will be showing you how I cook pepper soup and how my family cooks pepper soup. It's a very simple dish, very easy to make, and you eat it together with rice like with most of our dishes. Hello, we love rice. So get into it, and I hope you like this video. Either way, drop comments in the comments bar below and let me know what you would like to see next. What kind of a dish would you like me to cook from the Gambian country? Thank you so much, and mwah. First I went to the butcher's and luckily he had a fresh batch of oxtail. Yay! So I bought about 3 kilos. I won't be using all 3 kilos in this cooking program. I will merely be using maybe 6 of the oxtail and freezing the rest actually. But let's get started. Yes! Oxtail! So I start off by heating up some water and adding the meat that I've already washed into the water itself. This is because oxtail in particular is very, very, very hard to boil and takes quite a lot of time. So estimate that it will take at least an hour of boiling this. Now whilst I'm boiling the oxtail, I like to add on some broth just to have the taste seep through the meat itself. Now I use vegetable broth when I'm cooking this meal, but you can use Maggi cubes as well if you like. You have seen me use it in previous videos. So as everything boils up together, it will just ensure that flavor is in the actual meat. Then I go ahead and use 2 carrots, which I chop up in relatively small bites. Once it's completed, I put everything aside and take 2 large onions and chop them into very small, fine pieces, as you can see me do here. I must say, I particularly love chopping onions. I don't know why. It's like a de-stressor of sorts. So I'll chop 2 large onions and they're all going to be put aside to be used later. And of course, what's food without lots and lots of garlic? And I am a garlic addict. So basically I will be smashing together the garlic. Is that what you call it? I'll be mushing it together to make sure that I place it on top of the onions before it goes into the water with the meat about an hour later. As you can see, I've got 2 pots, so I'm doing the rice at the same time as the sauce. So I add the onions and I add the garlic. And I also have potatoes. I have 4 large pieces of potatoes that I've cut in half just to make it easier to boil and actually complete a lot quicker than normal. Once the onions are added, I will also go ahead and add the carrots because they also take a bit of time. And I like my carrots a bit soft in food, not too crunchy. So I'll add them at this point, but I won't be adding the potatoes. Otherwise, they will pretty much disintegrate. Now, I also use crushed tomatoes. You can use any brand that you can find in the country that you are. And I open up the crushed tomatoes and I put it into the pot itself and I rinse it out because I want every ounce of the crushed tomatoes. I paid for it. Then I pretty much add tomato puree as well. Tomato puree will give it its color, but it will also add a certain taste to it. You guys know what tomatoes taste like, so it's just, you need it for the color to give it, a nice appetizing color. Let's just put it that way. Now I'll let this boil, and I'll go ahead and add black pepper and 2 more broth cubes. So I'll go in with the black pepper. And because this is pepper soup and I am cooking for more than one person, I like to add quite a fair amount of black pepper because it does give it its very nice musty taste. And then I'll also take 2 of the broth cubes, the vegetable broth cubes, and I'll add them into this as well, just to get the taste perfectly right. Again, you don't have to use broth. You can use Maggi cubes if you have them. Just do whatever you have at home to give it taste, but please don't under season this so that it's tasteless, because nobody wants oxtail that's, well, tasteless. Once all the ingredients are in, I will stir it a couple of times. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to half close it so that it doesn't pop all over my stove, because it tends to, as it's boiling, spill everywhere. So I will put the cover on and let it boil for an additional half an hour. You see what I mean with the pop, pop, pop everywhere? Once it's at this point, the meat is fully cooked, the carrots are in there and are getting soft. So at this point, I will go ahead and add the potatoes right there. Because if it gets to boil for another 20 minutes, the whole dish is actually complete and you don't have crushed potatoes. Now, if you're planning on eating this dish without rice and you just want to eat it as a soup, I suggest taking a few pieces of spaghetti and crushing it into small pieces just to thicken it, and put it inside the sauce. It will make sure it's thick and you can eat it on its own without rice if you are not particularly fond of rice. I love rice, but that's just how you do it. My particular brand of rice is basmati. I love the fragrance, I love the taste, and I love how it boils down and separates. Jasmine rice tends to be very, very clumpy, whilst basmati rice tends to be very, very, very separated, just the way I like it. Now that the dish is done, I will show you 2 options on how to eat it. I basically dish up the rice first, making sure I have a bit of a hole in the middle. This is if you're into communal eating, if you're going to eat with your hands or if you're going to eat together with loved ones. This is how we dish it up in Gambia. So you will put the rice down and you will make sure there's a bit of space in the middle where the sauce can pool into as well. And then I add the potatoes first, so I know where they are. And then I'll go ahead and I'll dish up the sauce itself. And I'll start by putting down the meat, again, so I know where it is, so I can get to it first. I put down the meat and then I will add the sauce on top. Since we're only 2 people eating today, we didn't need to have like lots and lots of meat, but you can add as much or as little as you wish. So as you can see, it's still saucy even though we have the spaghetti pieces in there. And you can see it's excellent. This is how I eat it most of the time. But sometimes if I'm a bit ill and I can't chew rice too well, I will just eat it as a soup itself, like in the second option. Both of them taste absolutely amazing, and I really hope you like this video. There's more cooking videos to come showing you famous dishes from my home country. And if you like this video, don't forget to thumbs up and let me know what you think. Bye.